Alignment. I am beautiful inside and out. Delivered to me by Grow Coffee. Then tell me how you do it. That's what I had last week.
Shortcake.
Aye. Mine just looked like an Alex cake. Right, but get your back. I was actually thinking that in the mind.
An Empire biscuit, sorry it's not.
So before we go into anything else, right? So what? It'll probably all 40 bits, man, but it doesn't matter. It's still worth a go.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
When's the last time I ran down a hill?
That's it.
Hello LinkedIn, me again. Thank you for joining us on this week's show. So today's show is a wee bit different because we never really talk about a sale or anything technical. So we decided we're going to talk a wee bit about a sale and something technical. And today's topic is going to be about alignment, right? And we'll go into a wee bit more why we've kind of chosen that topic. Because first of all, we have to give a big thanks to Andrew from Bold Mango Media. Amelia sent through next door, and at the end of this you might see that I got into trouble off Amelia earlier for not doing something right, so I'm going to try and fix it. And we've also got our good sponsors, Grow. So Kane didn't want a coffee, so I got one of our iced matcha latte thing we've always judged. Do you like it?
Oh, that's alright. It's got lots of seeds in it though, so I don't think I'll be drinking it in this episode, like. But
I know. God's sake.
be sitting there picking out your teeth.
Because it's a raspberry one.
Alright.
And then, cake-wise, I've got, where are we? Here, can you see? A brownie. What's in that?
A mystery box, I don't know. Oh, look at that. Strawberry tart.
Strawberry tart. Right, so, obviously everybody knows Kane, so I'm not going to get him to introduce himself or anything like that we normally do with the guests. So what we said, Kane, was obviously, we're constantly talking about some of the things that we see on customer sites and things that people maybe don't really understand the proper importance of them. So we said we would talk a wee bit about alignment.
Yes, yeah.
Because most of the sites, especially when we first start working with them, alignment's probably one of the biggest things that we find problems across kind of motor pump sets and stuff like that when we take on new customers. Would you say so?
Yeah, I think a lot of sites have got issues that stem from alignment, and I think a lot of it comes down to the education behind it. So many people don't realise the tolerances that are involved in these things, and you think, oh, it's a millimetre in tolerance. Millimetre sounds pretty small, doesn't it? And then actually when you actually look up these tables or look up what the device tells you, it's like 0.03 or something, and it's like you're not even allowed anything on that. And that's how these things end up failing as time goes on.
There's a statement in the west coast of Scotland, it's a natch, but I'm not going to see what the back the end bit of that is.
Get banned.
Aye. So you're out by a natch, beep, 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 beep. But obviously, when we take on these sites, I mean, a lot of the kind of maintenance engineers, maintenance technicians and stuff like on site, they do alignment themselves most of the time, so they'll refit their pumps and refit their motors and stuff like that. And when we've took over sites, there's been a lot of them, even that some of them, you've got some of them that use a ruler, right? You get some of them that use their eye.
One eye.
Oh, look, aye, close enough. That some of them have got the proper laser alignment kits and stuff like that. But I think the big thing is they're always under pressure just to get the plant back up and running. So sometimes it's the best I can get, or it's good enough.
Yeah, it's challenges. As any engineer that's watching this will know fully that it's not as always as simple as just tighten the bolts and string the couplings together and away you go. There's real challenges out there. Maybe there isn't jacking bolts. Maybe they have to lift the thing up, but it's too heavy. There's no cranes. There's no chain blocks. And that's where these sort of challenges and stopping points come in. And then, as you say, there's time pressures. Maybe production needs to get back online. It is close. It's not like they've left it a million miles away. It's as close as they can really get it. And then production starts up again, and the machine fails weeks, months, whatever later, and they're back in the same position again, which is massive downtime cost to them, isn't it?
Aye, and I think, as you say, it's the education bit. I mean, with some of the contracts, you know, obviously when we've gone in there and the guys are saying, well, it's good, it's two goods, right, rather than two smiley faces, right? So that's the technical terms, folks. So,
smiley faces.
Aye, so on these laser alignments, you can get a good or you can get a smiley face. And a smiley face is what you really want, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, these things can be made up on the software as well, so you can You can always get a smiley face if you really wanted one as well. You know, you can just frig around with the settings. So some people just look for the smiley face and don't actually understand the data that sits behind it. And then again, they can be falsified with the data that they're looking at.
Aye, because that's the way, because of the way it's set up. So say if a machine, suppose with a tolerance of, let's just say, a millimetre, right? I know it's not that. And you can set it up to say that your tolerance is 2 millimetres.
Yeah, you can change the speed, you can change the dimensions, do all that sort of stuff, and the customer or the supervisor, whoever it is, can just look at the smiley face and go, yeah, perfect, bang the machine on. Unfortunately, it's just been done like that because maybe there'll be underlying challenges, like you say, lack of training, time pressures, maybe the wrong tools and equipment. Have they got shim kits, or they're just putting a bit of cardboard underneath it or something? You know, there's a million things happens out in the real world, and yeah, it's making sure that every step's followed to make it as best as possible.
Yeah, and back to the training and the training element of it, because I don't think everybody that's in a maintenance type role knows that a machine needs to be in alignment, right? But they probably don't realise and appreciate that how having it a very, very slightly out of alignment can create bigger problems, because it's okay, it sounds okay, it looks okay, but then what we've been able to show us is, right, okay, yes, it looks and it feels okay, but that little amount that it's out of alignment, and that's basically just saying it's doing that, and but what that does is the energy that's creating has to come out somewhere.
It puts stress in the bearings, the shafts, the couplings, and something eventually goes, and usually the answer is, that machine had a bearing failure, that's why it's shut down again. But that's the consequence, isn't it? It's the alignment that's caused that bearing to be under too much load, which has then caused it to fail. But going back to the whole training thing, I mean, I started my time by a bunch of really clever guys that had been doing it for years, and that's how I learned how to align. It wasn't doing the 1 week course or the 2 day course or whatever. It was actually spending time with guys with loads and loads of experience and being on the front lines with them. And I think a lot of people I've come across that have been good at alignment has just been in that similar situation where they've been doing it for years. They had some really good mentors. I mean, some people still use clock gauges, and clock gauges will still give you the most accurate readings, arguably. You know, it's as good as the lasers and vice versa. But there's not many. How many people can use clocks nowadays? It's maybe a skill. It's a skill that's been handed down, but there's less and less of those people now.
It's the same though with most things though. I mean, you looked at the other thing there where you had a basically what was the equivalent of an oscilloscope in something that's doing all that maths and everything else for you. So that's, unfortunately, we're in a world now where it's not that you're de-skilling people, but the technologies have got a lot of the intelligence within it. It's doing a lot of the thinking. So, and you see all the time with these elite cameras and stuff like that, folk just think you just walk up and press go. They don't really know how to use it properly. But no, they because one of the things that I found really, really interesting when we were taking on some of these sites is, see, when you can go and show, like say the maintenance fitter that's just fitted this pump, and he's like, that's the best I can get it, right? Because that is where you get, and they get a wee bit upset with you sometimes, but you're then going and showing them with the data from the vibration analyzer, right, what the energy that's actually in that bearing is. So whereas before they didn't appreciate that because they don't know that. They just know that they're trying to get the machine aligned as best they can. But when you actually start showing them data to support that, right, okay, that little bit of misalignment is showing a huge amount of energy.
It changes their mindset on things, doesn't it? Because to be fair, if you think it's pretty close and it's within a millimetre or whatever, and I know people are educated more on that, but you think it's close enough, how much of a difference is that really going to make is the question a lot of people are asking themselves. And it's only when you show them that data or show them befores and afters, when you do it right, that's where the penny drops and goes, I didn't realise it was that fine a tolerance. And that's where a lot of these things happen and come from, really, isn't it?
And I think the other thing that we've seen, because I'd probably see nearly at least 50, but maybe more percent of the contracts that we've took over, the working partnership that we've got with the maintenance teams has actually helped get all that better.
Yeah, and I think it's helped drive them get some extra training and stuff as well, because they've then realised that there was maybe a skills gap or some tooling, even some shim kits, and maybe upgraded equipment because they've been using something that's 20 years old, and that's part of the problem as well. You know, when's the last time it was calibrated, or it's been flung in and out of a box 500 times? It's not going to be as good as the new stuff, and that's where having that education, they've actually pushed it from their side to improve themselves. I mean, not going to name any customer names, but there's a customer that actually took that on board, trained up their guys, bought a newer version of what they had, and they were having loads of alignment related issues and failures on that site, and it's almost non-existent now.
Aye, there must, well, when we first took that on, there must have been 50 to at least 50 machines, but probably more than that, that had an alignment problem of sorts.
Yeah.
Whether they're all going to fail.
Or as a brand new machine just come out of stores to get replaced for other reasons, maybe it's just bearing wear or whatever's happened, and it's gone in and straight away it's vibrating all over the place, or it's already failed in some cases, and it's the root cause was the alignment was out, and it was a shame in that situation for the guys, because they were actually doing their best and they don't want to be back at that machine again. You know, they're taking a paramount out, going all the effort of ripping these things in and out and aligning the pipe work up and doing all that. Last thing they want to do is go back there in 2 weeks' time or a week's time to do it all over again. So yeah, that little bit of education made a huge difference on that site.
It's good. And the thing is as well, from you said a little bit the bearing failing, because if a lot of sites aren't gathering data the way that maybe we do, and they've maybe got a CBM program in place, so when they've got that in place, they can at least get back to that it was down to misalignment. But how many times do we see that it's blamed on, it's a bearing that's knackered, or the pump was knackered,
The shaft seized or something,
all that kind of stuff, but it's actually the root cause is that it's just not been aligned properly, and that's been the consequence, the starting point of the whole episode. And then because it doesn't break at the coupling most times, right? It breaks somewhere else, so you've got the consequence of something somewhere downstream, which is the thing that always ends up getting the blame of being the problem.
Yeah, and that's why doing a proper root cause after or during, you know, we say a root cause is actually finding the problem, getting all the data for the problem while it's still there, not after it's fallen into a million pieces or it's turned to smoke, and then you're trying to put together this puzzle that's almost impossible to put together.
It's an RCA, so a root cause analysis, not a root cause failure analysis. So getting it before it fails so you can actually get to the root cause. Good. And then from like alignment stuff, because obviously we're not going to sit here and promote alignment kit. Obviously we use the kind of rotor line one, which we think's the best, but there's hundreds of things that
easy laser is good. We've got that for the belt alignment and things as well. To be honest, it's finding something that works for the people that are using it, because proof technique, brilliant bit of kit, but it's maybe not for everyone. The software, I wouldn't say it was overly complicated, but maybe is compared to some of the other ones that are out there, but people who have used that brand for years just prefer it, whereas other people say, well, Easy Lasers is super easy to use from the front end. I suppose the point is, as long as you can get that machine set up correctly, and that includes going back to clock gauges. Some people look at that and go, don't even know where to start with that, but someone who does would much prefer to do that. But find something that works for the team, and it's easy to transfer that knowledge to the next generation, whether it's apprentices or new tradies and things coming through, and keep that knowledge going. So if anybody that's watching actually thinks that they've got alignment issues on their site, just give us a shout. As I say, that's not that we're wanting to come and do everybody's alignment for them, but what we can do is come and help, even maybe just educate and help train the people up, and just or even just help support with data to show. That's been a popular one for us, is where, you know, someone's maybe had an OEM install something, or maybe it's a brand new build and it's all kind of semi under warranty and stuff, and they've just got us in to get the data. We're independent, that'll take the information. If it's out of alignment, we'll tell you, and they can get that rectified through whatever means we can be there to help, or if they've got another company to do it, or they've got the warranty people that are doing it. We're just there to provide the data before and after, so that we can hopefully get that plant up and running, or keeping the production line running.
Good. Anything else on alignment you think that's worth us talking about?
We obviously do our own internal training, the practical side of stuff. I think when we talked about training, but a lot of these training courses, it can be a lot of theory and a lot of PowerPoints and a lot of going through.
It's just a lot of fun. But the proof technique one, just pressing buttons. It's mainly in the software side that you learn rather than actually.
And I think there's more value in these things doing it in person. So, you know, if someone's getting training done, maybe do it on your site, or come to the DPMC where we do our training, so you're actually doing it in person. You can actually get involved, and it's not just understanding the theory. Theory is 100% important to understand those parts of it. But a 5-day course, I mean, we've all been on 5-day courses in our lives, and by day two for some people, day three, you're sitting there mind numbing, trying to remember all this stuff, taking notes. Whereas if you're actually out using the kit, you learn by doing. You know, that's how a lot of people learn, is actually physically using the kit, understand the mistakes, make the mistakes there and then on your training course. Don't make the mistakes on your own sites.
Aye,
you know.
aye, where it's you've got a risk of really damaging something.
Yeah.
You can come and damage your fans, kid. Saves me doing it.
Send the belt to the DPMC.
That's right, aye. Then was that training course we had of wrecked the motor, the belts, the bearings. No, I think the purpose of these kind of shorter videos is to try and basically just share some of our experience. So I think obviously alignment's one that we see all the time. But I think what we'll do is we'll do a few other of these videos and it will be around different subjects.
Yeah, just to the point and keep it shorter as well, so people can hopefully relate to things. And yeah, as Jamie said, get in touch with us if there's any sort of queries or questions.
It's not a sales pitch. It's we try back to the reason that this show exists. It's trying to give back knowledge and things that we know and we've learned over the years to others. If we can help out with it, great. But it's not for us to come in and do all this work for you. It's us to try and share best practice wherever we can.
How often do people who's either been on our training course or a client that's worked with us or someone who's seen us on a site has actually popped us a message just looking for a little bit of advice, and it's not like we're looking for a purchase order. We're there to share some knowledge and make things make the world
a better place.
One day at a time.
That's it. That's what we're here for, to make the world a better place a day at a time. But that is, and as I say, this is where all of our relationships are built from, because people know that they can phone us and it's no, right, that's £100 or that's £500 or that's £1,000 for your advice. It's just we'll help where we can.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, good. Well, so what was I was to say? Amelia said I was to say at the end.
I don't know, it might be a sniper rifle coming through that door if you get it wrong here.
She stopped being fluffy at the end or something, she says. Right, so what I was to say is, right,